You're watching the Red Zone Sports Show on Fox 5.
Straight ahead of the red zone, green lights on the road to victory.
You go like your life depends on it.
UNLV does just that, a new quarterback producing spectacular results. Tony Sanchez is in studio to break it all down. Plus, a look ahead to Saturday's huge showdown in San Diego against the Aztecs.
We've got to start fast, but we have to finish faster. You hear me, guys?
We hear you, Coach, because the Red Zone is delivering big plays and free hugs right now.
Let's have fun. Let's go play some new era of Rebel football.
This is the Fox 5 Red Zone Sports Show, presented by RC Willey. Your home, your way.
Good evening. Welcome inside the Red Zone. Kevin Bolinger alongside UNLV head football coach Tony Sanchez. We talked about how this game against Fresno State was going to show what kind of heart and desire this team has. I think we got our answer.
No doubt. Our guys, they played hard throughout the entire year. We just played smarter. We did little things better and, resulted in a win. So, it feels good. We got to get back out there tonight and, refocus our energy on San Diego State. But it was really great to walk in that locker room and see those guys all enthusiastic and the coaches and just everybody who's put so much hard work in.
Let's start breaking this one down with the highlights. A slow offensive start turned into an explosive second quarter.
Dig in. You hear me, guys? Dig in together. This needs to be like a damn 400-meter in the Olympics where you come out like a son of a gun, but you get faster and faster and faster as you get closer to the finish line.
Let's go get it tonight. It's on us tonight. It's on us tonight. Let's go.
Fireworks to begin the night, and they would continue as blackout conditions at Sam Boyd helped set the tone. Dalton Sneed getting the starting quarterback for an injured Johnny Stanton. First possession, 3rd and 10. Sneed eludes a rusher, leaves the pocket, breaks a tackle, and gets 8 tough yards. Not a first, but a sign of things to come from the redshirt freshman. Late in the first quarter, Sneed led the Rebels on a 14-play drive covering 70 yards. The fake handoff, and Sneed rolls for 10 to move the ball to the 45. Start of the second quarter, Sneed takes a pounding but gets it down to the 6. On 3rd and goal at the 1, Lexington Thomas hits pay dirt, and the Rebels were on the board up 7-0. Fresno answered right back. Chasen Virgil goes up top, but he finds Aaron Heck downfield. That's a 52-yard gain to the UNLV 18. 2 plays later, the two hook up again for a 15-yard touchdown, and we were tied at 7. The Rebels went right back to work. Charles Williams, the Fresno native, has daylight, cuts outside, and bolts down to the 5-yard line. On the next play, it's Williams finishing it off, racing to the corner for the touchdown. That would give UNLV the lead back at 14-7. The Rebel defense held and forced a punt. On 1st down, the pass swung out to Darren Woods Jr., who was injured on the play. He would not return. Enter Elijah Trosclair in his place, and Sneed finds him all alone down the sideline. 61 yards, touchdown. The first TD catch for Trosclair, the first touchdown pass for Sneed, and UNLV went into the locker room at halftime, up 21-7.
Let's talk Dalton Sneed. We'll get to the second half a little bit later, but I thought in the first half he really managed the offense well.
Well, and that was a game plan going in. We talked about it throughout the week. Let's just get out there, run the football, get him comfortable, give him some easy throws. Don't put him in any, bad situations. And it's the first time in a couple of weeks where we went out there in the first half and didn't turn the ball over at all since week 1. So that was a big, big deal. Our defense was playing well. Obviously, they had that one touchdown, but other than that, had a ton of 3 and outs. Made them punt the football, and in our offense, you got the run game going. So it was good to let Dalton settle in.
Darren Woods Jr. goes down injured. What's the status on him, and where do you go from here? You've lost 3 receivers now this season.
Yeah, I know. It's a tough deal. It doesn't look good. We'll see. We're waiting for the results, but it looks like it'll probably be a season-ending injury. That was the initial, diagnosis by the doctors. So, yeah, with Keys out and Presley out and Woods out, we're down pretty good there, So we're going to have to step up and next man in.
Do you contemplate pulling a red shirt on somebody, or do you maybe move one of your depth at tight end to that slot, or is that something that you and the coaches got to figure out this week?
We don't have a lot of receivers on scholarship, and right now you got Andre Collins, who you could pull it if you need it, but if it's not going to make a drastic difference, I don't know if that makes a lot of sense right now. So it might be moving a tight end over. Holt's a good guy in space. He got banged up, didn't finish the game either, so we got to see if he's available this week. Price can split on out also. So I think what you'll see is, in some personnel packages that allow us to use tight ends out there.
Let's go to the second half in this one. UNLV put the pedal to the metal, and they didn't slow down.
The second half started with a 42-yard field goal from Fresno's Cody Cronin. After that is when two key plays in the game happened. Pinned at their own 9, Sneed to Tim Holt, who loses the football. On the field, the officials say completion and Fresno recovery, but it's overturned on replay. On the next snap, Sneed stumbles back, looks like he's going to take a safety, but he gets free, moves left, breaks another tackle, and then turns right and gets around the corner, picking up a couple of blocks along the way, and Dalton Sneed is going to the land of 6 and the land of SportsCenter Top 10. 91 yards, the longest play from scrimmage in UNLV history, electrifying the crowd and giving the Rebels a 28-10 lead. Evan Pantel's extended the lead to 31-10 with a 38-yard field goal, but Fresno cut back into the cushion as Virgil threw across the middle to Peck, who broke a couple of tackles and went 80 yards for a touchdown. UNLV went into the fourth quarter up 31-17. After Fresno State kicked a field goal to make it 31-20, UNLV turned on the afterburners. Williams gets the rock and he comes out of the pack, busting tackles and getting to the sideline 42 yards before being pushed out at the 14. 2 plays later, the captain, David Green, makes a move and bursts 9 yards untouched for the touchdown. That would give the Rebels a 38-20 lead with 2.5 minutes left. But Green wasn't done. After the defense held, he pops to the outside, fights his way to the goal line and dives for 6 more. The party was on at Sam Boyd. 364 yards rushing, 493 yards of total offense. No turnovers, and 4 of 4 in the red zone with 4 touchdowns. It all adds up to a solid 45-20 victory for UNLV and a whole lot of love for a quarterback getting a win in his first career start.
The TD run by Sneed, really a game changer from a potential safety to 6 on the other end. That really kind of slammed the door and turned things around.
It did. We talked about it last night in the press conference. That's just a player making a play. It's just, and that's what's exciting. That's college football at its best. And things break down, and you get a special guy, and he goes out there and puts us on his back. And really proud of Dalton the way he handled that. And what a magnificent play.
Charles Williams was spectacular, and it meant a lot to him. He's a Fresno guy. He felt a little slighted that Fresno did not recruit him heavily. He put on a big show. He
sure did. It's tough in recruiting. You're always doing the best you can to fill your roster with guys you think can help you win. So I know it's a tough situation over there, but I'm glad we got him. We recognized him early on, how successful we thought he'd be here. And he'd been thinking about this game for a long, long time. So he was a little possessed last night, and it was good for us.
With the big rushing last night, UNLV is now 5th in the nation in rushing. That's something I know that you guys wanted to establish so far. Objective achieved.
Absolutely. It's, you do want to balance things out a little bit, but we've had some different situations quarterback-wise, just getting settled in. But we've always said we want to hang our hat and be able to run the football. And so I'm proud of our guys for what they've done. And when you really look at how young we are, well, Lexington is a sophomore, and Charles is a freshman, and Caldwell is a freshman, and Polu is a freshman, and Nathan Jacobson's a sophomore, and and then Kreitler and Chevy, both underclassmen too. Coach Garrison's done a really, really good job with that group.
Lost in all the big plays as well is the fact that the defense had a really solid game. Fresno State only had 64 yards rushing. Defensive line got a lot of pressure. Won the battle in the trenches last night.
They did. They played hard. And we got better at some of the little things. They got a couple deep balls. We defended the deep ball better though overall. We got off the field in some third down. Still got to clean that up a little bit, but getting all that pressure on the quarterback. Right away, first play of the game, we got a big hit on the quarterback, and it continued the entire night. So to make them one-dimensional was a real key. I think we held them to 60-some-odd yards rushing, so we really put the ball in the quarterback's hands. He had to beat us, and the defense did a great job.
Time for our first break of the show, but when we return, the players react to Saturday's big win. And we have a look ahead to Saturday's game at San Diego State, where Las Vegas product Donnell Pumphrey is the key to everything. We're back in 2 minutes.
You're watching the Fox 5 Red Zone Sports Show, presented by RC Willie. Your home, your way.
We was at a crossroads, I'll tell you that. It was either get the attitude right, get back on the right path, or just let the season crumble. So I'm glad I can do it for the city.
What was going through my mind on that, I just thought it looked a little hairy for the throw, and I decided to get out of the pocket. And as soon as I saw that black paint in the end zone, I said, oh my God, I better get out of here because I better run to the other sideline if I get safetied here. But I got out, got a few good blocks, and just turned on the Jets and got 6.
You got Jets now, huh?
Hey, I was running out of gas there. For a second.
The Rebels set to hit the road now. A big game coming up against West Division favorite San Diego State.
San Diego State comes into this game angry after seeing their 13-game win streak snapped Saturday at South Alabama. But it's a team that's been getting a lot of buzz. Most of that buzz is about senior running back Donnell Pumphrey. The Las Vegas native and Canyon Springs High School grad leads the nation in rushing, is already San Diego State's all-time leader, and has a shot to join an elite club of college running backs to gain more than 6,000 yards in a career.
I think we're blessed to have a guy like him in our program. He's a good guy, he works hard, he does things the right way.
Pumphrey always seems to have huge games against UNLV and admits the matchup always has a little extra juice.
I'm just motivated even more because it's my hometown, so it pushes me to have a great game against them.
But the Aztecs present other issues to handle as well. They have a turnover margin of plus 24 dating back to last season, and their defense has the ability to shut teams down. Then there's the rivalry factor, where the Aztec players say it's not just for basketball.
I would say we have a little bit of a rivalry in football just because we have a lot of guys from Vegas that are recruited out. I'm sure they have guys from Southern California. So in that sense, it's kind of like maybe one team didn't take that guy, so they went across town. So you want to get back to that your hometown team. So I say we have a rivalry in that sense.
The show will be out in full force for San Diego State's first conference game of the season. The Aztecs know the Rebels aren't a team they can sleep on, making this a showdown in SoCal.
Getting a win in San Diego begins with containing Donnell Pumphrey. You're probably not going to stop him, but you have to contain him and keep him as limited as possible.
No doubt. You know, I mean, he's a great football player. He's going to play a lot of football even after this season. So we got to do a good job of containing him and, again, trying to make them one-dimensional. No one's really been able to do it. Even last night in that game, he had over 150 yards rushing. So he's a dynamic guy, and, you know, it just kills you when you see all these Vegas kids on that roster doing so well. You know, I mean, that's one of those things. We got to fight to keep our kids here and playing for the Rebels. So, but we're proud of him. He's doing a great job.
To put this in perspective for the fans out there, if UNLV goes to San Diego and wins next week, you guys have total control of the West Division moving forward.
Yeah, you know, really right now, I mean, it's just about going out, you know, settling our kids in, getting them familiar with the game plan. And by the time we get out there, we need to be prepared and go fight for a win. It's not going to be an easy task, but it's a doable one. So again, not talking too much about that ultimate goal, just really focusing on the 4 quarters we got to play on Saturday. And if we do that, I think we have an opportunity.
Big NFL stadium. A lot of these guys haven't played in something that big. You've talked about wanting to get on the road, get there, let them see it. Is that the game plan for Friday?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, anytime we can get there at a decent time. And, you know, now when you're not traveling those 3 time zones and things like that, it's a little easier. So, you know, it being such a short trip, you know, we'll get out there and get them to see it. And, you know, and then, heck, we're going to have a heck of a night on TV again.
We're looking forward to that one. We're going to stop for another 2-minute breather. Up next, a closer look at the Rebel defensive backs and what makes them tick. We're back as the Red Zone rolls on.
You're watching the Fox 5 Red Zone Sports Show, presented by RC Willie. Your home, your way.
Basketball is here. The Running Rebels holding their first official practice of the season Friday afternoon. There are only 3 returning players from last year's roster. Everyone else is new, and that means a whole lot of new faces and names to get used to. And this next month of practices leading up to the opener will be what new head coach Marvin Menzies is looking at to determine who gets the bulk of the playing time. Well, we do know Menzies will continue to focus on high-energy defense to trigger that fast break. This team will run when they have the opportunity, but it's going to take some time for everyone to gel and for things to take shape.
That's the biggest unknown, but I feel like we're going to get it, though, in the season. I don't know if it's going to be the first game. I don't know if it's going to be before conference. I don't know when, but I feel like we will get it, and I feel like we will be successful, That's just the main goal right there.
The good thing is there's going to be a lot of competitiveness this year in practice. I think a lot of guys are battling for minutes, battling for time, but doing it in a brotherly fashion. We're going to compete every day in practice. So, you asked me earlier about what I expect. I expect them to get after it. I expect them to, represent the brand. So we'll demand that and hold them accountable to it.
The first exhibition game is set for Tuesday, November 1st. Back to football now. There's no question that the UNLV defensive backs have had an up and down start to the season, but this unit is determined to keep raising the bar.
The UNLV defensive backs have had a lot of eyes on them this season, some of it because of good things, like this pick six from Torrey McTire. Some of it bad after shaky efforts. But this tight-knit group is its biggest critics, keeping themselves in check.
Someone blows the coverage, hey, that comes with being a leader, You're a leader, then you're going to have to tell them, like, hey, you got to pick your game up, like you're kind of slipping off, pick it up. But, don't nobody take it like hard feelings or nothing, We all know, like, all right, that's cool. He telling me this, so I got to, get going, get my game going.
The DBs are exactly the way you want a unit to be. Brash, confident, and always ready to talk a little trash.
If you ain't trash talking and trying, then why you out there, huh? Because they gonna talk, we gonna talk back.
Sophomore Tim Huff doesn't hide the fact that he loves to talk a little trash, constantly riding one of his best friends on the team, wide receiver Devontae Boyd, as we saw in the spring practice rap battles.
First off, don't talk about the DBs, because we all know you want to be just like me. Yeah. And let's talk about the stats, because you can't score. When we try to get a touchdown, they count on 13 and 4.
During practice, the DBs and the receivers have a healthy competition, something that makes them better on Saturdays. But they also point to the coaching staff for raising their level of success, especially Huff, who says that he was in need of constructive criticism and tough love.
Growing up with just a mom, like, she always thought everything I was doing was good. So now I'm coming with Coach JD and Coach Bear, everything, like, it's a male role model to tell me what I'm doing bad. And at first, I was butthurt about it, but now it's just like, I got to pick it up.
Pick it up is exactly what the defensive backs need to do, and they know it. Just don't expect this group to fracture from within.
The only way you can break the circle is from the inside, one of us. So we keep it tight inside.
All right, we got some young guys there in defensive backfield. Tim Huff, a sophomore, and you've got guys rotating in that are stepping up to do the job. This group is kind of learning on the job, but they're growing every week.
There's no doubt about it. Like you take, for example, last night, Torrey McTire, he just, he said he couldn't go. So, boom, here you go. You got to go with two guys, two sophomores and Jackson out there. He's transferring Jalen Miles, and they're doing a good job collectively. And, he said it right there in an interesting way, but it's true. I mean, you got to hold these guys accountable. It's not, we're not here just to go through the motions and just participate. It's about getting better every single day at every single thing that you do. And once those guys start to own that and they're okay with that and they want to move forward and challenge themselves to be the best version of themselves possible, we got an opportunity to be good, and they're getting better.
We're going to come back with the Rebel football plays of the week, but as we go to break, here's a look at how other Mountain West teams did over the weekend.
You're watching the Fox 5 Red Zone Sports Show, presented by RC Willey. Your home, your way.
If you don't like good matchups like this weekend, you're not a fan of college football. It's a big one.
Yeah, it is a big one. We play a great San Diego State team, and we're a team that's, learning to come into our own. So it's going to be an exciting game. We're fired up to get out there to San Diego and go fight for this one.
We are looking forward to it. We will be in San Diego. We'll have a preview again for you on Friday night on Fox 5 News at 10. And, of course, we're recapping it all and breaking it down on the Red Zone next Sunday. Thanks for joining us tonight. Here's a look at the Rebel plays of the week, and good night.
Come on, let's get this thing rolling, rolling. we own it, own it. We gonna step into the moment, moment. Teeth like an animal, hot cause we flammable, mechanical, we dropping into gear. Coming in like a champion.
Sneed in trouble in the end zone, gets out of it.
Running like a legend.
Twirling around, now headed for a first down and a bit more. He's still
champ. Can't you feel the blood flowing, flowing? You can't stop it cause we're chosen, chosen. Roaring like a lion, soaring, yeah we flying. Living like we're dying. Coming in like a champion. Running like a legend. Heartbeat pounding deep. Got moves you've never seen. Black and Marco, ready for the hustle. Blow that whistle. Coming in like a champion.
The Fox 5 Red Zone Sports Show was presented by RC Willey. Your home, your way.